Hello, good morning, friends. Today we are going to discuss another topic that is what are the steps uh, performed by the problem solving agents. If you can recall back, in the previous lecture we discussed what exactly the problem solving agent is. So let me check it. So problem solving agent is nothing but an agent which is supposed to solve the problem, given problem, but doing that it should maximize their performance measure. So performance measure also we covered in the previous lecture. Piece, okay. It gets simplified if the agent can adopt a goal. So problem solving agent must have some goal. Otherwise, if there is no goal, then the agent will not understand to which particular state it has to reach, what exactly the destination of it. So we have to remember that whenever there is a problem solving agent we have, then it must have some goal, and the problem solving agent always aim to satisfy it. Goals always helps to organize behavior by limiting the objective that the agent is trying to achieve. Okay, so in what manner the problem solving agent solves the problem? The steps required for solving the problem by that agent are: the first step is very important, because agent is nothing but a machine or robot or a piece of program. So always we have to specify, we have to give the details of initial state, goal state to the agent, because agent is a machine. So goal formulation, you have to very precisely formulate the goal. What exactly your agent must achieve? What exactly the destination for the agent? This we have to specify. So goal formulation is very important step. Until and unless we formulate the goal for the agent, it is very difficult for the agent to solve the problem. So goal formulation is the first step. It is simplest. Okay, it organizes steps or sequences required to formulate one goal out of multiple goals. There can be number of goals in front of agent, but out of all those goals, one goal should be finalized. Once it is finalized, then set of actions agent can perform. So goal formulation is based on the current situation and agent's performance measure. Second step in solving the problems by those agents are problem formulation. Once goal is formulated, then formulate the problem. What problems are there in achieving that goal? Okay, what environment is there around the agent? What obstacles are there? What are the constraints? Everything we have to specify in the problem. So this is stage number one. This is stage 2 or step 2. These are the two steps performed by the problem solving agent. Okay, so it is important step because we have to very clearly specify the problem statement so that agent can work. So you have to remember that whenever there is a problem solving agent, two steps are important: goal formulation. We have to specify the goal because agent is a machine, so we have to specify, we have to give in the program of that agent that this is the goal for you and this is the problem statement for you. So this way, these are the two important steps you have to remember always. Then which are the important terms while solving the problems? Important terms, this also you have to remember, because on in every lecture today onwards we require these particular terms: initial state, then actions, transition model, goal test, path cost, etc. So what is initial state? Once we formulate the goal and specify the problem statement, we need to give the initial state to the agent. So it is the starting state, initial step of agent while moving towards the goal. Moving towards the goal. For example, we want to, we are having, our agent is a autonomous car, for example, which we discussed many times in the previous lectures. So our problem is, our autonomous car should start from Sangamner and it should reach to the Pune. So destination is Pune. So the final state is, or goal state is Pune. Initial state is Sangamner. Okay, and in order to reach to the destination Pune, we have agent, the autonomous car has to perform certain actions. Okay, so what are the possible actions in performing in achieving the goal for our car is nothing but actions. Transition model, it describes after taking each action. Okay, in order to achieve the goal, obviously agent has to take action. After taking, and there are set of actions. First action can be put our legs on the accelerator. Second action can be move your steering. Third action could be turn on the lights. So actions are there. Okay, in order to achieve the goal, in order to reach to the Pune, number of actions are required. So after taking each action, what happens in the environment, that is described by the transition model. So transition model always describe what each action can do. Okay, goal test is in order to whenever our agent starts from initial state and if it is going to goal state, in between this initial state and goal state there are number of other state, intermediate states. For example, we are going from Sangamner and our destination is Pune. So in between Sangamner and Pune, you may have Alefata, you may have Narangao, then you may have Mansar, then you may have Khed. So okay. So whenever our autonomous car, our agent starts from Sangamner, it may reach first to Gota, then Alefata. Each time whenever it reaches to the next state or intermediate states in between start and goal, the agent has to perform a test. What is that test? It is called as goal test. What is the role of goal test? Goal test always compares the current state with the goal state. Current state with the goal state. When means for example we reached the Alefata, then agent will check whether it is our goal state. If it is, then it will terminate the actions, it will terminate the search. Otherwise it will continue the search. Okay, again from Alefata it will, if it is reaches the Narangao, Narangao is our one of the state, for example intermediate state, then again it will perform goal state. Which who will perform this goal test? Agent will perform goal test. Why it should perform goal test? Because it wants to determine whether we achieved the goal state or not, whether we achieved the destination or not. So goal test is always required. From one state to other state, if the agent moves, takes the action, then each time the goal test is performed. Now next term, very important term, which we require in the next lectures, next videos, is path cost. The concept of path cost is, it is a numeric cost to each path that moves the agent towards the goal. For example, from Sangamner to Pune, you may go via Alefata, you may go via, for example, Nasik, then you may go via, for example, Ahmednagar. So each time the agent, what the agent will do? Agent will calculate what is the cost of this path, what is the cost this path, what is the cost of this path. Each path moves the agent towards its destination or its goal state. So what is the cost of this path, first path, second path, third path? So based on certain calculations, the path cost are calculated. For example, the path cost of this route is for example 3, the path cost of this may be 4, this path cost of this route may be 2. So it is apparent that the path cost of this third route is less. So agent checks the path cost of each route, each path, and it decides then based on the cost whether to move via first route or second route or third route. So you understood, hope you understood the concept of path cost. So how to calculate path cost? It depends on the problem statement. There are number of ways to calculate the path cost. Okay, so in next coming lectures, you may find the concept of heuristic function. Heuristic function is also one kind of path cost. So problem solving agent selects a cost function which reflects its performance measure. Remember, an optimal solution has the lowest path cost. For example, from Sangamner to Pune, this third route via Ahmednagar, for example, may cost you less as compared to first route and second route. So optimal solution to reach the destination is obviously to go via third route. So optimal solution has lowest path cost among all the solutions. How many solutions are there? This is first route is one solution, second route is second solution, this third route will be the third solution. Solution for what? Solution for reaching the destination, reaching the goal state. Okay. Now based on this previous problem, this problem, for example, you consider this is our problem. What is our problem? Reach from Sangamner to Pune. From Sangam, for example, this is our initial state, this is Sangamner, and suppose this is Pune. So from to reach the destination for our autonomous car, this can be one route, this can be another route, A, D, F, K, and this can also be another route, A, B, G, I, K, or A, B, H, I, K. So in order to solve the problem, the agent always formulate such a state space or search tree, or it is also called as a tree or graph. Okay, this search tree explains the problem very clearly to the agent. Okay, so you can find here, this is initial state, this is goal state. In our problem, this can be our Sangamner, and in our this could be our Pune. In if the problem is like that, the state space of a problem exactly is what? It is a set of all states. Okay, these are the intermediate states in between Sangamner and Pune. Okay, this is initial state, this is final state or goal state, and these are the intermediate states. So state space means what? State space of a problem is a set of all states which can be reached from initial state followed by any sequence of actions. Initial state, actions, and transition model together define the state space of a problem very clearly or implicitly. State space forms a directed map, or you see, or it is also called as graph, or it is also called as search tree. All are the same. The state space forms a directed map or graph or search tree where nodes are the states. So this is one node, S is one node, A node, B node, all these are the states, possible states, while moving from initial state to the goal state. These are the possible states. And links between the states. So this is link, this black is a link, these are the links. Links between the nodes are actions performed by the agent, and path is a sequence of states. So path is a sequence of states. So this is one path, this is S, A, D, C, F, K, maybe the another path. So there can be number of paths in our problem while reaching to the destination or goal state. So what you have to remember? You have to remember that whenever some problem is given, agent has to formulate a state space of the given problem, which is nothing but all states which can be reached from the initial state with the help of certain actions. And state space always forms a directed graph or tree in which nodes are nothing but states. Links between the nodes are actions, and path is a sequence of states connected by the sequence of actions. This you have to remember. Then search algorithm terminologies. This we will cover. Obviously we already covered it. Search means what? Searching is a step-by-step procedure. It is a procedure to solve the search problem. What was our search problem? We discussed now. Sangamner is our initial state, and Pune is our goal state, and we want to reach this goal state from this initial state. This is Sangamner and this is Pune. Okay, so step by step the agent will search how to reach to Pune. It will search through the intermediate states. It will search number of paths. Okay, it will go through certain actions, whether to follow this path or second path, or maybe there can be third path, there can be fourth path, like this. So there can be number of paths. So agent always searches step by step to solve the problem in the given search space. It can have three main factors. Search space represent, just in the previous slide we discussed, search space means state space or graph tree. It represents set of possible solutions. Okay, possible solutions means possible routes in this case, which a system may have. Initial state you know, goal test also you know, goal state also you know. Search tree, it is a tree, it is a representation of search problem. It is a representation of search problem. For example, this is our search tree. It represents the given problem. Okay, search tree, you understood this concept. Search tree, the root of search tree is the root node. Root node means what? Our initial node or our initial state, which corresponds to initial state. Root node is the node which corresponds to initial state. Actions also we discussed what exactly action means. Transition model also we discussed. Transition model will tell you after taking particular action what will happen. Transition model, for example, by putting the legs on the brakes, our autonomous car will stop moving. If we take another action, for example, if we switch on the lights, then the visibility of the road will be more clearer. Okay, so this can be our action. So transition model always describe after taking particular action what will happen in the environment with the help of agent. So transition model tells you that. Path cost already we covered. It assigns a numeric cost to each path while moving from source to destination or from initial state to the goal state. Solution, it is the action of sequence which leads from start node to the goal node or initial state to the goal state. Okay. Optimal solution, if a solution has the lowest cost among all solutions. If our agent obtains the lowest cost, it gains lowest cost while reaching to the destination, then we can say that our agent has obtained optimal solution. Admissibility means what? A property of algorithm, search algorithm. We are going to learn various search algorithms in order to solve the problems. So property of an such search algorithm to always find an optimal solution. If our algorithm, there are number of algorithms we are going to cover in the next lectures to come. There are number of algorithms. Some of the algorithms may not find the optimal solution. Some of the algorithm always find the optimal solution. So this is the property of that algorithm. Whether our algorithm is admissible or not, it depends on whether our algorithm always finds the optimal solution. Optimal means lowest cost solution. Branching factor means it is average number of child nodes in the problem of space graph. For example, here in the previous slide we can find, let me erase this. So branching factor means what? For example, this is our parent node. For this parent node, A and B are children nodes. So branching factor here in this case is 2. For example, for A node, if A is our parent, then C and D are the child nodes. So branching factor is B is equal to 2 for node A. So what is the branching factor of for node B? Again 2, 1 and 2. So what is the branching factor of G node? If G is our parent node and children nodes are only one, so branching factor is 1 in this case. So branching factor in a search problem is the average. It is the average. It is the average number of children nodes in the state space. Okay. What is the average branching factor here? It has two children. This A has two children, B has two children, C has two children, and G has one children. So average branching factor for this problem is 2. You understood? Average branching factor for this problem is 2. Okay. So branching factor means it is the average. You remember this, average. Average number of child nodes in the problem. Depth means what? It is the length of shortest path from initial state to the goal state. Length of shortest path. For example, in this search space, in this state space, what is the shortest path to reach to the goal? The shortest path in this case, we can very easily see the shortest path from source to the destination, or from the initial state to the goal is, this is the shortest path to reach to the goal. Shortest path is S, A, C, E, K. This is the shortest path. Okay, because other paths are like this. S, B, G, I, K, S, A, D, C, F, K. So this is the depth. Depth means what? Shortest path. And agent can take from initial state to the goal state. Then we will discuss every search algorithm are designed to solve the problem. For example, our agent is autonomous car and we want to reach to our destination. Our destination is Pune. So initial state is Sangamner and final state or goal state is Pune. So in order to achieve this, there are a number of paths which we already discussed. In order to solve this problem, there can be number of searching algorithms. So first searching algorithm can solve that problem, second searching algorithm can also solve that problem, third, fourth, and so on. So after solving that problem by all the searching algorithms, same problem by all searching algorithms, we are always curious to find out whether the first algorithm is better, or second is better, or third is better, or fourth is better. So how would you compare the performance of all these searching algorithms? So there are certain parameters which are useful to assess, to evaluate the searching algorithm performance. For example, first parameter is completeness, second is optimality, third is time complexity, fourth is space complexity. Okay. So these 4 parameters are useful to decide whether our search algorithm is better or not for the given problem. For given problem, you may happen, for problem number 1, it may happen that search algorithm 2 is better as compared to other. For problem statement 2, for second problem, you may find that search algorithm number 4th search algorithm will be better. For third problem, you may find algorithm first will be better. So how will you decide? Based on these 4 parameters. So what exactly these parameters are, we will learn. Completeness means if a search algorithm is said to be complete, if this if is very important, if it guarantees to return a solution if at least any solution exists for any random input. Okay, it may happen that our search algorithm, who will perform the search algorithm, who will execute the search algorithm? Obviously agent. Okay, so whether our search algorithm is complete or not, how will you decide? Sometimes it may happen that certain search algorithm may not find the solution at all. For example, we want to start from Sangamner to Pune, and it may happen that we will never reach Pune. That means our search algorithm is not complete. Okay, you understood this? Completeness means what? if the search algorithm is said to be complete if it guarantee word is very important, guarantees to return, guarantees to give solution. Solution is required, because ultimately why we execute the search algorithm, why the agents execute the search algorithm. Obviously we want to reach to the goal state, that means we want solution. If the agent do not finds the solution, if we do not give the solution, then there is no use of that agent. So we always compare the search algorithm based on this parameter. Whether our search algorithm is complete or not, it depends on whether it guarantees to give a solution. Optimality means what? If a solution found for certain search algorithm is guaranteed to be the best solution. Obviously it may happen that our agent finds the solution, but whether that solution is the best or not out of all the other solutions, because for example from Sangamner to Pune, if the autonomous car moves, if it follows the longest route, for example via Mumbai it starts from Sangamner and via Mumbai it goes to Pune, then obviously you got the solution, you reach the Pune, but the cost involved is very high because it is the longest route. Okay, and it may have the traffic jams, it may have certain other obstacles. That means we obtained the solution, but the solution is not optimal. Instead of going via Mumbai, if we could have gone via Alefata, then we can say that the our this solution is optimal. But if the agent goes via Mumbai, then we can say that the solution, we obtained the solution, but it is not optimal. So hope you understood this concept, optimality concept. So we always check whether our search algorithm is optimal or not. We always check whether our algorithm is complete or not. Time complexity. Time complexity is a measure of time for an algorithm to complete the task. How much time is required to complete the task? Okay, so time and complexity, this parameter is also important and it is very simple to understand. Space complexity. Obviously, whenever agent is there, agent always have some memory. Okay, so whenever it starts from initial state, it moves towards the destination via some intermediate states. It always saves the data into its memory whenever it goes towards the destination. So memory is required. So if you follow the longest route, then if your algorithm follows the longest route towards the destination, then the memory requirement will be very high. That means our algorithm requires very high space, very large space. That means space complexity of our algorithm is very high. So what you understood it? It is the maximum storage space required at any point during the search, because it decides the complexity, search complexity, space complexity, sorry. So these are the four parameters. The complexity of an algorithm, search algorithm, depends on branching factor or maximum number of successors, depth of the goal node. So these are also very important parameter. So branching factor, complexity of algorithm depends on branching factor, maximum number of successors. Branching factor, I explained you. Branching factor means average number of children nodes in a search space tree. Maximum number of successors. Successor means, for example, who is the successor of yes node? A and B are the successor of yes node, means children. Successor means what? Children's. This is parent node and this is children node or child node. So successor of yes is A and B. Who is the successor of B? G and H. Who is the successor of G? I is the successor of G. So this way, how many successors are there? Maximum number of successors will also decide the complexity. More the number of successor, more will be the complex. More complex would be our algorithm. Okay, and depth of shallowest goal node. So number of steps from root to the route to the path, means maximum number of how many nodes are there in between start node and goal node. So this is nothing but depth. So, and maximum length of any path in the state space, maximum length of any path. So what you have to remember, whenever we study the search algorithm in the next lectures, we always compare or evaluate their performance with the help of four parameters: completeness, optimality, time complexity, and space complexity. There are certain problems in the AI domain. The first category is toy problem. Toy problem can be solved by AI agent, and real world problems can also be solved by our agent, AI agent. So toy problem is a concise and exact description of problem which is used by the researchers to compare the performance of algorithms. Always AI researchers always formulate certain algorithms, they discover some algorithms, they want to verify their algorithms, so obviously they need to take some problems. So generally they take toy problem to evaluate their algorithm, to verify their algorithm, because they discovered the algorithm and they want to check whether the algorithm is better or not. So they take toy problems many times. Sometimes the AI agent takes real world problems to check whether the designed algorithm or developed algorithm is better or not. Okay. For example, one toy problem here is you find on the screen. It is a 8 puzzle problem. In 8 puzzle problem, the start state is given in the problem, and the agent or search algorithm has to reach the goal state. So in start state you find randomly these squares, these spaces, randomly these numbers are put on this particular board, and there is one blank space. Okay. From this particular state, agent should reach this goal state. This is goal state. So what is the goal state? 1, 2, then there is 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. So 8 puzzle problem is a 3 by 3 matrix problem. There can be 15 puzzle problem, there can be large number puzzle problem. 8 puzzle problem is a 3 by 3 matrix with movable tiles. Remember this, the tiles, how many tiles are there? 3 by 3 means 9 tiles are there. All these tiles are movable and they are numbered from 1 to 8, and out of these 9 tiles, one tile is blank. This is blank. Okay. This blank tile can be anywhere in the problem. Okay. In this is start state is nothing but this, where we obtain this start state, it is already mentioned, it is generally mentioned in the problem itself. In the problem they will give you start state, and they will tell you in the problem that you have to reach the goal state, and goal state is this. Okay. In your problem, start state can be anything, goal state can be anything. The objective of this 8 puzzle problem is to reach specified goal state. Okay, as shown in the figure. How will you formulate this toy problem? The toy problem can be formulated in this fashion. States. It describes the location of each number tile and the blank tile. Initial state, we can start from any state as the initial state. Actions, here actions of the blank space is defined. For example, this blank space can move. Where the blank space can move? Blank space can move in the up direction, left direction, in the right direction, and in the bottom direction. If the blank space is somewhere here, then this blank space can move to the up, to the left, but it cannot move to the down here, it cannot move to the right. If the blank space is at this place, then your blank space can move to down, it can move to the right, but it cannot move to the left or up. So depending upon the location of blank space, it can take which actions? It can take these actions. Which are those actions? In 8 puzzle problem, the blank space can move left, it can move right, it can move up, it can move down. Okay, transition model we already discussed. It returns the resulting states after taking certain actions. Goal test also we discussed. Okay, path cost also we discussed. Second toy problem is also very popular in AI domain. After 8 puzzle problem, 8 queen problem is also used by many AI researchers to test their search algorithms. 8 queen problem is what? In 8 queen problem, this is the board and there are 8 queens q1, q2, q3 up to q8. The aim of this problem, second problem, is to place 8 queens on a chessboard in an order where no queen may attack another. How the queen will attack? Queen will attack if the other queens are in the same row. This can be the row for q1, this can also be the row for q1. Or queen can also attack diagonally like this. So the problem is that you have to place all the queens in such a manner that no queen is in a horizontal row or vertical row of the other queens, and no queen is also in a diagonal line of the other queens. So if we achieve this, then we can say that we have solved 8 queen problem, because queen can attack in this manner vertically on the same line or horizontally. So other q2, if this is the q2 for example, so remaining queens must not be in this particular column, in this particular column, and in this particular diagonal. So you have to place all the queens in such a way that no queen is in the column of particular queen, no queen is in the row of particular queen, and no queen is in the diagonal of particular queen. So in this manner you have to achieve the solution, so that no queen can attack other queens. Okay, so other queen can attack other queens either diagonally or in the same row or in the same column. Real world problems. So these are the toy problems. These are the two examples of toy problem. So AI agents or AI researchers always test their algorithms based on two types of problems. Your problem, AI problem, can be a toy problem or it can be a real world problem. In toy problem we discussed the two examples. For example, 8 puzzle problem and 8 queen problem. Real world problems are also there, which are used by the AI researchers to test their algorithms. For example, two examples are taken here to explain you the real world problems. Traveling salesman problem and VLSI layout problem. So traveling salesman problem, TSP, is very popular in AI domain. It is a Turing problem. For example, the salesperson want to cover each city, each place of the city. This is our suppose Sangamner city, and there are many places in this city. This is a first colony, this is second colony, this is third colony, this is fourth colony. So the traveling salesman problem is like that. It starts from certain location, starts from, this is suppose certain initial location. It moves the salesperson moves in this colony, second colony, third colony, each colony. It has to move each colony and it has to return back to the initial point. Okay, so it is a Turing problem where salesman can visit each city or each place only once. It can move to each colony only once, or it can reach each city only once. The objective is to find shortest tour and sell out the stuff in each city. For example, here our in place of city we took colonies. Okay, the salesman has to reach each colony. Okay, and again after reaching all the colonies, it has to come back to its initial position, initial location. It has to reach to its office, because it starts its tour from, the salesperson starts its tour from its office, his office, and after selling his products, he has to reach back to his office, but the objective is to find the shortest tour and sell out the stuff. Why shortest route? Shortest tour, because if he covers the longest route, then there is no use of that tour because it will cost large. For example, for example, suppose this is our Sangamner city. For example, this is colony number 1, this is second colony, third colony, fourth colony, fifth colony, sixth colony, seventh colony, eighth colony, ninth colony, and this is the office of salesperson. This is the office of salesperson. The objective of the salesperson is to have shortest tour, and it has to cover, the person has to cover all the colonies to sell his products. Suppose the salesperson takes this colony first, then suppose he takes the second colony, this second colony, then again he takes this third colony, and covering all the colonies. For example, after it covers this colony, then this colony, then this colony, then this colony, and then this colony, again then this colony, and after completing all the colonies, tour to all the colonies, and if it reaches to the office, then we can at the end we find that the salesperson covered all the colonies, but it did not took shortest path. It did not took shortest path. The tour is not shortest, it is longest tour. Okay, so the traveling salesman problem, always the objective in this is to find the shortest tool and to cover all the cities or to cover all the colonies. So this is a real world problem. This problem is also many times considered by AI agents or AI researchers. Why they take this problem? They want to test their algorithms. So in the next lecture we will cover the important search algorithms. Two categories are there: uninformed search category and informed search category. There are number of types of uninformed search strategies, informed search strategies. So these are the types. So in the next lecture we will cover all these aspects. Thank you very much.